Good evening and welcome once again to Republican Update, brought to you by the Rockland County Republican Committee. My name is Vincent Reeder. I'm the chairman of the Rockland County Republican Committee and the first vice chairman of the New York State Republican Committee. I'm here tonight and we have a special guest, one that's no stranger to our program. He's been here before with us. However, he's got an important announcement to get out there tonight, and we're going to be discussing his future. And that is our legislator from Congress Valley Cottage area, Frank Sparaco. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Chairman, how are you, sir? Thanks for having me.
Good to have you back again, Frank. You know, before we get into it, why don't we just start off at the top of the show and tell us a little something about Frank Sparaco, the man. Tell us a little bit about your background and what your status is.
Sure. Well, pretty much born and raised in Rockland County. Grew up in Clarkstown, Valley Cottage. Graduated Nyack High School. When I was, after I graduated Nyack High School, I joined the United States military, the United States Navy. I served in the Navy. While I was in the Navy, I served aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt, which is a nuclear aircraft carrier. I was an aviations director on the flight deck. And I served in Bosnia, and I served in the Persian Gulf.
Well, that makes you a combat veteran then.
Yes, I have a combat ribbon and a NATO medal. I have a few various accommodations while I served in a combat area. And then after I served, I was honorably discharged, and I decided to go to school. So I took the GI Bill, as so many young vets do, and I put myself through school. While in school, I decided to start up a small business, and I started up a small business, and then as time went on, I met my wife. I got married. I live in Valley Cottage. I own a home in Valley Cottage. I have a 3-year-old daughter. I'm a small business owner, and when I was 30 years old, around 2008, I decided to run for county legislature, and I was fortunate enough to get the community's support, and I was honored to be chosen as their representative in the Rockland County Legislature, and I've been serving them since 2008.
And since that time, you've built yourself up, to your credit, a pretty good reputation as being a tax cutter and a tax fighter. And now you have an important announcement you'd like to tell our viewing audience tonight. You're seeking to go to higher office. What office are you looking to run for? I'm
looking to run for the New York State Assembly, 94th District.
And do you feel you'll have a bigger impact and you could do more as an assemblyman than as a county legislator?
Absolutely. The way I see it is I have a problem with the fact that I don't feel that the community is being represented properly. There are a lot of things happening in Albany right now that I do not agree with. I could give you a list of 100 things, but I'll give you some off the top of my head. The bigger, better bottle bill, the increase in motor vehicle fees. Every time we turn around, the people of Rockland County are being hit with some sort of fee increase or some sort of tax increase or some sort of new tax. And that's a problem. All of a sudden, we've woken up and Rockland County is the 5th highest taxed county in the nation. New York State is the 2nd worst state in the union to open a business. Small businesses are leaving the state. We're losing our economy. In the last few years, New York State has lost 6 million residents with a combined income of $6 billion. We can no longer afford to keep doing business as usual. And the only way we're going to make a change that can affect my daughter and our children is if we change the people that are making these disastrous decisions in Albany.
So you decided to run against the incumbent, which is Ken Zabrowski Jr.?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you know anything about his voting record and what he's brought back to Rockland? Or?
Yes, I do. That was another reason I made my decision. When I would speak to Assemblyman Zabrowski Jr. about certain votes that were coming up before the Assembly, you know, the bigger, better bottle bill, or the obesity tax, or the sugar tax, I would ask him to look into these issues and consider them very carefully. And I didn't feel that we were being represented properly, basically because he voted for all of these taxes. And one thing led to another.
He voted for these tax increases?
Yes, he has. In the last 3 years, he's voted for 188 out of 190 proposed tax increases or fee increases. And in my opinion, in this current financial climate, That is the reason for the problems. We can no longer continue to just continuously spend money that we do not have and lump the taxes and fees onto the middle class of this state and the small business owners of this state and expect them to pay, because it's obviously not working. What they're doing is they're leaving.
Well, there's such a large majority in the state assembly as we speak today, and surely just your one seat's not going to make that much of a difference. Do you feel that there's going to be a better opportunity to pick up more Republican seats so you'll have a voice that can be heard in the assembly?
Absolutely. I feel that the people of New York are starting to realize, they definitely realize that Albany is broken, that the system is not working there, they're not being represented properly, that special interest groups basically control Albany. And they need to send some fresh-minded people up there to try to make a difference. No special interest group, nobody owns me, nobody controls me. I'm looking to do what's best for my constituents. I'm looking to represent them. When I ran for county legislature, I've promised my constituents running, I will not vote for a tax increase or a fee increase or a new tax. I made that solemn vow to them. And I know a lot of people have heard politicians make that vow before, but I took it very serious. And since I've been on the legislature, I've voted against two budgets, the 10% tax increase and the 3.5% tax increase. I voted against the 25-cent bag tax, and we've stopped that. I voted against the 30-cent cell phone tax, and we've stopped that. $100,000 purchase of a sculpture from Arizona to put in front of a county building. Vigorously